All right. So, Ty and Ray, how you doing?
Great. How's it going?
Yeah. Good.
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 Good morning.
So we just wanted to sit here and chat a little bit about a recent decision we made in the company, which was to make a pivot from offering both remodel and custom home services to exclusively remodel and renovation. And that's a pretty big deal, although it's kind of been a shift that's been happening organically.
Mm-hmm.
It was a big deal for us as a leadership team to come together, and then as a company to kind of make that decision together.
Yeah.
And so, just wanted to kind of talk about it, reflect, process, and kind of share kind of what our, what the reasoning was for it, some of the thought process behind it, and kind of what we're looking forward to over the next year in that transition. So, Ray, you've been here since day one, and we started as a remodeler, custom home, kind of general contractor, doing everything.
Mm-hmm.
What for you has been kind of the biggest transition or just mind shift in this process? From going from having this custom homes be a part of this company for so long to deciding, okay, we're going to go a different direction.
I guess to not go into a long spiel about it, but to talk about how a year and a half ago we got into the process of rebranding, deciding to open the showroom, moving ahead with that, and kind of looking at our company more holistically, like what all is our future plan? Do we want to stay in the same path or lane that we've been in, or do we want to move more into what we've always considered is our specialty, which is really showing clients what we can do well for them through our human-centered approach to things, as well as being thorough and innovative. Mm-hmm. And really the big thing for me was understanding that in order to grow, we had to really get back to what we do best. And that has been, through the years, really doing remodeling and renovations. Yeah. So we have had some forays into new construction, and we know that we've been able to produce some nice projects with that. But we've also noted that we really do tie the team up for long periods of time, and we're not able to serve very many other people when we're immersed in the custom home projects and the large projects.
Right.
So getting back to that, really where we started from, has been really a refreshing thing for me to embrace and want to move ahead. And I think the team is excited about it as well.
Yeah. What did you like about the new home process? Obviously, it's all part of building, construction, making people's lives better. But what particularly do you think you'll miss about just the new home?
Well, it's kind of the concept of going out and looking for something brand new and shiny.
Yeah.
But it is really it's a journey that takes a lot of grind to get through all of that. Mm-hmm. And we're more nimble, it feels, and our people are full of energy, and they want to produce something nice, but they don't want to be there for month after month if they could help it. Mm-hmm. So our folks are just more like us, like me. They want to see some new material.
Right. And you mentioned it's interesting because you mentioned the brand, the rebranding, and it was early 2020 when I came on board, and it was interesting for me to learn that our bread and butter was the remodel, because I think when I came in, I was kind of being naive and not knowing as much the history of the company. For some reason, I had in my mind the custom home, like that. Just, and I think what I discovered the reason for that, and I think there's other people who we kind of started to experience that in the market. Like, we were hearing from people that, J&RS, they build big, shining new homes. That's what they do. Big, expensive new homes. And we're kind of like, no, that's not actually what we want to be known for. But what was happening, I think maybe through the marketing, was you build these big new homes and they're fun to take pictures of and show
Yeah,
off.
exactly.
And so you put that out there, and what you put out there is what you get known for.
Yep. Yes.
And what people see. And you just tend to notice the big new home, maybe versus a simple, bathroom renovation or something. Right. And so I think that was an important point for us to kind of, at least from the marketing perspective. I remember having that realization and being like, okay, well, there's a shift that needs to happen here, at least from a marketing perspective. If remodeling is our bread and butter, that's what we got to be known for, and these custom homes, are a part of what we do, but shouldn't be the face of what we do.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
What about for you, Ty, on the operations side of things? Ray mentioned how we're more nimble now and becoming more nimble. What have you seen, I guess, through this, last year and just that transition?
Yeah. So for me personally, just like Dad said, it goes back to this brand identity that we've gone through, right? It's not like we've created a new brand, and I think that's important for everyone to know that we've just uncovered what's always been there, and now we're coming up with a powerful way to communicate that from a marketing standpoint, and even internally, and that's sort of the purpose of this podcast, to make sure everybody's like up to speed on this conversation. So through that, like we're saying, we've kind of discovered that we do have a vision of touching every home in our community, and that's a powerful vision because it's sort of like unachievable but measurable at the same time.
Right.
So it's like an impossible but
something you can make progress
worthwhile,
into.
right?
Yeah.
So,
and the thing I like about that too is that the word touch
mm-hmm.
can mean several different things. It can mean literally, physically touching your house and fixing it or remodeling it, or making it better. It can mean touching you on an emotional level, inspiring you.
Yep.
Maybe you come through the showroom, you get some ideas, you see some of our content.
Yep.
And then it can mean educating, educating through our content or information.
Yep, exactly. Yep. Educating just through the leadership that we provide the community because we lead this particular sector of the industry. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And even that touching every home, that I read a little bit this week about like Simon Sinek's Just Cause, and that's kind of your vision, right? Your just cause. And he said, your just cause can't be growth. Your vision can't be growth. He said, growth is the gas that goes into the car. And you don't buy a car to consume gas. So I thought that really helped me kind of understand that we don't want to, so touching every home, that speaks to growth. And we know that that's why we've attracted a talented team. It's because they want to be part of something that's growing. Mm-hmm. And with that, by elevating the community's quality of life, we know that, this community needs revitalized. It's got old housing stock everywhere that needs help. Yep. It's got the East End that's got a beautiful, fun opportunities for the team and the designers, to the West End that needs a program. We need to build a program where we can go through and affordably change out kitchens and baths at volume. And to me, that's exciting now. It's like now we can focus on building this program. Not that we would lose money doing it, but we do believe that with our team that, like you mentioned operationally, we've got all these services in-house now. Yep. Being able to shuffle them around and play the chess game and have full control, that's really exciting. And literally some of these visions have, over the past week, just started to crop up all of a sudden once we made this decision. Yeah. So it's really interesting how something like this can put up so many roadblocks in your mind. And then once that decision's made, it's like that laser focus. We've talked about that a little bit over the past week. Like you've got a laser beam that's this big, same amount of energy, but it's spread out and it's not as effective. Yep. Whereas we neck that thing down and we can cut diamond,
Absolutely.
So that's what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, that vision, that clarity really just breeds more clarity and focus is what I've found. And even since we made that decision to just cut it clean, it's just, yeah, it's almost like it's just kind of things have fallen on the table as far as, okay, this, we know what we need to do now. Like it just
Yep.
becomes so obvious, kind of, you know?
Yep.
What you want to just kind of talk about, for those who don't know, everything we can do in house now at this point, because we even in the last few months we added another.
Yep. So we have
service.
we have a foundation crew specializes in concrete and foundation work. So like for our additions and sidewalks, patios, things like that. We have a crew that specializes in framing. They're of course a multi-purpose crew, but they're the shell guys. Like they'll show up and frame, prep, set windows, get the shell in place. And then we've got plumbing and heating. So Brother Marlon joined the team as a master plumber, and he just so happens to have heating experience. That's got a whole leg of opportunity that's, we got to figure out yet, but from a service standpoint.
We get that program.
Yeah, we're
starting
talking
up
about
with
the home care program where we can set up subscriptions where we can go into people's homes and, again, touch all these homes and identify plumbing, heating, heating system needs, all this.
Yeah, had Marlon come and fix my sink the other day, actually.
Right? Jade's got him going out to replace his hose bib or something. So it's pretty cool. Drywall paint, Dane, of course, closed up his company about a year ago now. And him and Dylan have been an awesome addition to the team.
Yep.
That was literally probably one of the most stressful parts of being a PM was trying to coordinate the drywall sub.
Yep.
It was literally like the most painful thing ever. So, and then on several just general trim / remodeling crews. So, yeah, we've got an operations team that can do anything, and we have full confidence in that. That right there. I've talked to other companies that are trying to do similar things, and they've got maybe a great marketing program, or they've got, like. But if your operations is weak, like in our line of work, you have nothing.
Yep.
And of course, we know that everybody on the team is valued, and it's all part of the business machine. But that operations wheel in the machine is the biggest wheel.
Yep.
So how can we support them guys?
Well, you didn't even mention the showroom.
Yeah.
The designers.
Yeah, exactly.
And we were just talking about that actually, with Bridget and Heidi and Jennifer, our kitchen and bath designers, that we opened the showroom in June, and even with it being open, it's still been this process of getting it off the ground, and getting people in here and familiar with, this is our headquarters now. This is where you come in the door, and not to mention, you had the pandemic still, over the summer, affecting things, I think. And just how going into 2022, that is much more real now. It's the process is in place. The designers feel at home here. And that's really where we want to get people in the door in that process, so that they can start to be inspired. They can start to get ideas, and they can start to realize that they don't need to go anywhere else.
Right.
Whether you're, whatever it is you're doing with your home, like, this is your first stop and your last stop.
Yep. Yep. And I always say it's our project planning center.
Project planning center. Right?
It's where you walk in that door, and Abigail's there to start the process. She answers the phone, and she's the closest one to the front door, and through there, that's where we spend sometimes months planning your project.
Yep.
But the goal is that, and I talk about this all the time with the team, is like, I want a shrink-wrapped pallet with full plans and specs and a clean handoff. Like that's our vision, and we're certainly there, on certain projects, and like we're making a lot of good headway towards that. But have that project literally palletized, every decision made before we ever even get the crews on site. And the guys in the field are thrilled about that vision because it just means efficiency, production. More profit share for them down the road as that manifests itself, and so it's really a win-win for everyone if we can crank through more projects and touch more homes with this new vision. So
I had a great conversation with a client that came in for an appointment for the presentation of a remodel yesterday, and they were just really taken aback by how clean and how real our showroom felt, and excited to be engaged in the process. you know, and then we sat down in the conference room and went through their project. And it really sets a real different experience, which is really positive, you know, is the feedback that I keep getting over and over as I'm presenting to the clients here at the showroom. So it's like that front end experience is so valuable for setting the tone of where they're going to go next.
Yep.
In terms of the process and how they can be engaged through the whole thing.
Yeah, it's come a long way since, you know, much respect to the old office in McQuaid where it all started, you know, but from, you know, the conference room with no windows and step out into the hallway to see some samples, you know, to what we got now. That is a pretty big upgrade.
Yeah.
So going forward, are we closing the door forever on new homes? Is this the end, Ray, for new home customers, or what?
I don't believe so. I think in 2022 is our period of time to reflect on what we've done in the past and what we have done well in that sector, and consider ways where we might be able to make it work. And so behind the scenes, we're continuing to think about, you know, different models that could come along that
Makes
would
sense, yeah.
help us provide even more good customer experiences.
Yeah. Well, and obviously we've still got plenty of, you know, ways that we can help new home clients, people who are looking to build a new home.
Absolutely. They can come in and buy cabinets and flooring and trim and all the different things, exterior, windows, doors. All the products that we have are all great quality, stuff that we've been doing for a long time. We just now have it available for them to see ahead of time.
Yep.
And not have to go flipping through brochures and so forth.
Right.
So this showroom experience has been a huge help too.
Yeah.
To help people visualize and.
Yeah, we do believe that we can even touch them homes that other contractors are building. Mm-hmm. That's what's sort of maybe audacious with this vision, but it's if the customers want that, we're certainly open to putting our ladies out there on other projects where we might not even build the home.
Right.
But we are committing to this decision for next year, and maybe that even gives them contractors confidence to give us a call. So. Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's exciting, guys. I applaud you for having the, you know, just the confidence and the courage to make that decision. I've been kind of, you know, walking alongside you as you're seeing it unfold, and I know it's not easy, but, you know, from a marketing perspective and just from I think we can all agree this is a decision I think that's going to bear a lot of fruit over the next year and help give our company that direction as we step into the future.
And I would say for sure, Max, that, you know, the Max is on our team, you and Max Willen. I don't believe we could have made this decision without you guys. So having that financial and messaging and marketing approach with operations, with sales, there's no way we could have made this decision on our own.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely a team effort.
Yeah, we have a very well balanced team, it feels like, and that's been huge for being able to sustain our remodeling like we have, to the point where it's like we don't have to worry about adding in any new home construction at all.
Yep.
We have the ability to showcase our work really well with our marketing.
Yep.
So I don't go into this with any misgivings. I think we'll do really well in the even in the fulfillment side, which is pretty important for everybody in the culture.
Yeah. One thing too I wanted to touch on, I think this week Tuesday we had our office meetings, and that's where we kind of this topic kind of hijacked our meetings, which was great. But we gave everyone the opportunity to kind of weigh in, and it was great because everyone got to kind of like, you know, there were some differing feelings about the decision, you know, but none of them were, you know, I can truly say like today that I don't know of a single person that's not on board.
Yeah.
But from even like the office team to the field soups when we were in that meeting, definitely had a little bit more, you know, maybe a little bit more, like there was a few guys that were like, we love new homes, you know. We love working on these new homes. Everything's clean and flat and square. And so that conversation, it was still great. At the end, like everyone was 100% on board. But I did have to kind of get into the numbers a little bit more with them guys. It was more like guys, like, this is great, but keep in mind, like, back when I started, all my friends were going to college, you know, when I was entering this industry. And it drove me nuts that the trades was simply just a stepping stone to something else, you know. And this truly for myself has been a step in the right direction for getting these guys to six-figure salaries, like, someday. And I know it'll happen sooner, you know. So that's not just empty words. Like, I believe we'll get there, and it's not going to be 20 years. It's real. So.
Yeah, and I think there's so much creativity in this company and so much leadership that goes beyond just even the leadership team, that, you know, really these decisions are made with knowing that, you know, even though we're shifting to a certain direction for the next year, we've got, you know, people within our company who have got ideas that we want to allow to surface and bubble up and embrace those and give, you know, give that opportunity to, you know, if a year or two from now, like, we're in a place where we have like you said, Ray, a better process figured out for the custom homes that makes sense for our mission and, you know, is economically feasible and it allows us to serve the customer, then that's going to happen, you know.
Right.
And we've got the people in place to make it happen, and you know, so it's definitely not a forever, you know, kind of thing. It's right now, this is what we need.
We believe we're listening to what the industry and the customer base wants, and we've seen a huge demand in this remodel industry, renovation industry. So that's where we have to kind of follow that. You know, we can't change a market overnight. We can't change the, in my opinion, somewhat broken model with new construction. The fact that you just can't hardly charge enough sometimes, it feels like. You know, we can't fix that overnight, but maybe if there's no builders in town at some point to build new homes, maybe that will fix it over time, and we circle back and build a program that makes sense for our company.
I think you said it right on there, is the innovation side of it. The homes won't be built exactly like they are in the future, and we have to embrace that. There's nothing wrong with change. Change is healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good stuff, and thanks for tuning in, and looking forward to this next year. Buckle up.
Thank you.
We're gonna make a laser.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks.
See ya.